Hi everyone, welcome back. Today's video is for my MET students who are about to take the board exam for teachers. Well, I think we all know that the English test is the easiest, but the most challenging part of it would have to be the literature part. So if you're having troubles with literature as a subject, then this video may be of help. Today, my friends, we will talk about one very famous short story in the Philippines entitled Dead Stars by Paz Marquez Benitez. And this short story appeared countless times already in the exam. So, if you want to know more about this short story, then please stick around. So, before we begin, let me show you first my reference for today's video, and that is this book. Philippine Literature's Text, Themes, Approaches by Aguila, Ariola, and Wigley. Let's now begin. Now, who are the major characters in this short story? Actually, meron tayong tatlo. The first one is Esperanza, and then Julia, and then Alfredo. Actually, having three characters will give you an idea about the story. And yes, indeed, you are right. It is a love triangle. Now, Alfredo and Esperanza are engaged. But one summer, Alfredo met Julia habang nagbabakasyon siya. And he found Julia to be a very interesting girl. Kaya they dated and they dated, even though Julia is not aware that Alfredo is already engaged. Nalaman lang niya to towards the latter part of the story. And ang tanong is, who do you think Alfredo was able to choose to be his wife? Did he stay with Esperanza or he chose Julia? Well, actually, kaya nga kakaiba ang short story na ito. Why, my friends? Because noon at kahit ngayon, sa mga love triangle, ang ending is pinipili yung newfound love at iniiwan yung first love, right? But in this short story, no. Alfredo stuck with Esperanza. But the problem is, was he happy? Was he content? The answer is no. Lagi siya nag-long for Julia and he kept on thinking about what could have been. Like, paano kaya kung si Julia ang pinili niya? Kaya nga one day, he chanced upon Calle Luz where Julia Salas lives. And then he knocked on her door and they met, basically. But when they met, mga kaibigan, on that particular last scene of the short story, Alfredo realized something. He realized that the spark is gone. Na hindi na pala ganun kalakas ang kanyang attraction towards Julia. At mga kaibigan, the last few lines of the short story would actually reveal the true emotions of Alfredo. He could not take his eyes away from her face. What had she lost? Or was the loss his? He felt an impersonal curiosity creeping into his gaze. The girl must have noticed, for the cheek darkened in a blush. Gently, was it experimentally, he pressed her hand at parting, but his own felt undisturbed and emotionless. Did she still care? The answer to the question hardly interested him. The young moon had set, and from the uninviting cot, he could see one half of a star-studded sky. So that was all over. Why had he obstinately clung to that dream? So all these years, since when? Since when he had been seeing the light of dead stars, long extinguished, yet seemingly still, in their appointed places in the heavens. An immense sadness of loss invaded his spirit, a vast homesickness for some immutable refuge of the heart, far away where faded gardens bloom again, and where live on, in unchanging freshness, the dear, dead loves of vanished youth. My friends, Dead Stars by Paz Marquez Benitez. Now, the question is, why Dead Stars? Well, a lot of essays about this short story would say that dead star siya pertaining to the feeling na naramdaman ni Alfredo at ni Julia when they met again. Ibig sabihin, Alfredo realized that the spark is gone. It means the stars are dead. Pwede yun. Pero for me, I think Paz Marquez Benitez used the symbolism dead star. Why? As we all know, my friends, here on Earth, we can still see the shine of a star even though the star has long been dead. Why? Because light travels. Right? So, ibig sabihin, yung mga bituin sa langit, kahit na may ningning pa siya, kahit kumikinang pa siya, some of them are actually dead. So, merong illusion na buhay siya, kahit in reality, patay na. And I think yun yung symbolism na ginagamit ni Paz to pertain to the feelings of Alfredo towards Julia. For the longest time, akala niya may pagmamahal pa siya kay Julia. He is seeing the light of a dead star. Well, in reality, wala na pala. Right? So I think that is the reason why the short story is entitled Dead Stars. Actually, maraming nakaka-relate lagi sa story na to. Lalo na yung mga na-involved sa mga third party thing. Talagang ganun. Parang yung mga kantang, bakit ngayon ka lang? Yung mga, it is sad to belong to someone else. Right? Pero anyway, mga kaibigan in here, I think, ang talagang kawawa or on the losing end would have to be the two women, like Esperanza and Julia. Number one, Esperanza, because I think it must have been difficult for her, like to feel that Alfredo is always searching for someone else, right? And also for Julia, kasi in the first place, niloko siya right? Nakipag-date sa kanya si Alfredo, kahit alam ni Alfredo na engaged na siya. Right? So, talo yung mga women characters sa short story na ito. At tingin ko, Alfredo is not in love with any of them, but maybe Alfredo is in love with the idea of love. Right? Sakit, no? Well, nakarelate ka ba? Or do you know somebody who is actually in the same predicament with the characters in the short story? Like maybe si Alfredo, si Julia, o si Esperanza? Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and please read the short story. It is worth your time. And I hope this video helped you, most especially for my MET students who are about to take the board exam for teachers. So that's it and see you again next time.